Hello, and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk the Refugees. So, just a quick disclaimer here. I did an update to some things on my computer, and my audio did not record for this, or at least not my narration sort of point. So, yes, this is a future me looking over a past video, so if things feel a little bit janky, that is my fault. Now, as you can see, we're starting off the episode, and we have built our House of Prayer. So yes, that is something that we're going to make use of. Our discontent's rather high at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and fire off our very first sermon. And yes, we have a second one being built for a new housing area. So yeah, that is the plan. We have a fair few homeless at the moment. And yeah, that is not particularly good because we do have a whole stack of people coming our way. So we do have a little bit of an issue at the moment as far as our sickness is concerned. So we are going to need to take care of that soon. But we also have all of our scouts and their, all their resources coming on in and the survivors that we have found. So that is also something that we're going to start planning for. Alright, so at the moment, I think we're looking at our technology. Yeah, that's right. We are working on our mechanical calculators for that next level of tech. We want to go ahead and get that wall drill upgraded, and yeah, we're not doing too good on that timber front at the moment. However, we have managed to finally build our first steam sawmill, so that means we are going to at least be able to catch up relatively quickly in the meantime while we keep on researching. So I think at the moment we're trying to maximize the amount of engineers we have in our infirmaries. We've noticed that it's still a little bit cold, so we're going to go ahead and chuck on those heaters. I don't know if this other one is going to take off straight away. It is slightly out of range of that steam hub, so we'll just send the smaller number of engineers there just to make sure that if it is able to get up and running, we are able to look after just a couple more people. Alright, yeah, so I think that's what we're looking at the moment. Yeah, we're looking at the heating. So at some point we are going to want to go ahead and get an upgrade to that insulation or heat from the generator. So let's see, what else? Oh, that's right. So at the moment we've got a couple of houses. We finally did get them finished being built. Even, those ungrateful peasants in the last one, we upgraded their homes, but apparently that was enough for them to say that we broke our promise, which wasn't too good, but it is what it is. But that's a couple more of the survivors landed, so let's go ahead and send them down to our sawmill. And then I think we're just checking that we have all of our gathering posts up and running, and maybe, yeah, that's right, making sure we have a couple of extra engineers, making sure we're balancing out our workload nice, as it is only resting time and the workday hasn't officially started. Although we do have a little bit of overtime up and running, so yeah, that'll take us through to the next day. Alright, so it looks like we've got about 5 hours left on our workshops. I think we were tossing up on the idea of whether we really needed the extra steel production at this moment. So I think what the aim is here, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start planning out some houses. Or are we counting out our child shelters and things? But either way, we want to put them in a nice position there, make the most of our fighting pits and the temples. So we're going to try and find a spot for that, but it looks like that one is maxed out. So we're going to start, yeah, looking at this other side here, which we do know is going to be our next housing development. Now there's probably going to be either way. So I think we're just trying to count things out at the moment. But that's right. Concerned about how much timber we have, so we don't want to spend the remainder of what we have. We need to make sure that we have enough for our steam wall drill, and then it's just a matter of trying to figure out what technologies we are also going to have to pay for. So I think we're talking about potentially going for cookhouse insulation, or maybe even that healthcare. That would give us access to that extra medical post. Mind you, the temperature is about to get a whole stack warmer, so that will be good. Alright, unknown ship, strangers on the horizon. Another group of refugees has reached our city. On their way here, they spotted a ship some distance away from the landing site. We should investigate. Well, that is curious. We will have to figure out what that is at some point. Yeah, we'd better watch out. There's no telling who's coming in that ship. Could they be refugees like us? Well, judging by the beginning of the, what was it, the scenario, they did mention the Lords, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Not that I know yet, but hey. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check out our houses. Looks like everyone is fairly fairly livable conditions, which is rather nice. That will certainly keep our sickness to a minimum. We do have a bit of timber that's growing nicely, which is good. So at the moment our wall drill is 16 per hour, and I think we were trying to figure out what the steam sawmill will do as far as their output. Yeah, 4.8. So that's a total of just over 20 per hour, which is fairly respectable. That means we should be able to get a few things done around camp that we want, like making more houses. So I think at this point we're just trying to figure out exactly where we can put things. So we do need another 5 houses for our refugees, so we will need to do that. And now, that's right, we also want to make sure that we have a fighting pit to help lower their discontent. So I think what we're doing here is just seeing where the optimal placement would be. We could put it across right next to the hunter's hangar, but right now I think that spot is where we're going to go. So we can figure out exactly what locations are the best ones for our housing. Yes, there is no street at this stage, but we know it's the same size as a house, so we're just going to try and count that out and make sure that we are making the most of the land available to us. So I think, yeah, we need another 5 houses. Oh, that's right. We're also counting the extras, so that's going to be another 15 and another 47 on that other group. So we definitely do need to make sure that we have this well planned if we're going to be able to cope with the extra refugees coming on in. So the question is, did I go ahead and click the button? Yes, I did. Okay. So we did get that sorted. We realized that we have a child shelter that's not connected into the network. So yeah, we need to make sure that that is up and running. And then, oh, that's right. We have room for more in case there are any more children. It's within the range of the steam hub, but we don't need access to the fighting pit and things. After all, we're not going to, well, let our children participate in that now, are we? Alright, so either way, let's go ahead and build up some of those better houses. We could have gone for tents, but at this point we don't have any extra warmth, so the bunkhouses are particularly important for our new section. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, prayer houses are built. Yep, all of them have been built, and so our hope rises. That's going to be really good for us. We do want a little bit more of that. We have had some issues in the past. Alright, so I think here we're just checking in on that marker because it says it's only 40% of standard efficiency. So just making sure that we're not too far behind the 8 ball. Now we have plenty of food at the moment, so we don't need those extra food rations, and we're getting rather close to capped on our raw food supply. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle those workers elsewhere for now. I think we're just double checking on that steam hub and its range. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about potentially going up to a higher range. But for now we have another wall for us to pass. So I think there's thoughts of prosthetics, but at the moment we only have 4 people who need them, so it's not that important. Public house could be nice, which would open up moonshine, but I think for now, yeah, we have the shrines. We've been trying to make our way into the faith aspect just a little bit further. So yeah, that will increase our efficiency a little bit. It's only 10 wood and 10 steel per shrine, which is honestly not too bad as far as outputs are concerned. And if it does increase our efficiency, it probably is worth it. Again, can't remember whether it's 10 or 15% or something along those lines, but it is going to be good to have. So I think we go ahead and sign that into law. Yep. So shrines shall be built. Fantastic. Now, the efficiencies are probably worth picking up as soon as possible. So we're going to go ahead and plant at least one of them. Yeah, right there we'll get the wall drill as well as both of our workshops, as well as the infirmary and a medical post. Yeah, all things considered, that is a fantastic position for us to go ahead and build one of those. again, maximum return on investment there. And then, yeah, I think we're having a check for the tech. We don't want to use up all of our resources in case we need it for the next research. Again, just checking in on everything. We do have, yeah, I think we're possibly thinking about putting one near the coal mine, but I don't think we're doing that right now. Yeah, just checking out the home, kind of seeing what is the best thing for us. Alright, but either way, there is our mechanical calculators finished. So what is the next tech for us to go for? Oh, that's right, we were talking about houses. That could be nice. Same with the infirmary mechanization. Having an infirmary require 5 fewer engineers would be nice. We could possibly make up an extra workshop, but I think for now, yeah, we're just checking their heat at the moment. We are warm enough for things to work out, and it's going to be at least a day and a half or two before they get cooler again. So we're going to try and make sure that we're ahead of the curve on our resources. We're going to go ahead and look at that steam wall drill. That is our main priority at this stage. We are using a bit of coal, but again, not as much as we need timber. We're also having a look at our heating. I think, yeah, no, that's right. We decided that the steam wall drill is what is most important. That is our current bottleneck, and if we can start working through that, that will give us a far better return than anything else at this stage. So we go ahead and do that, which is excellent. A very cheap technology to invest in, which is rather nice. Doesn't cost us too much. We also see that we have another coal mine potential down further, which we will eventually get to, I think. Or at least we plan to in the future. So yeah, for the meantime, we're going to go ahead and maybe build another shrine. I'm guessing we're going to go ahead and put it near... Oh, that's right. We were thinking about the sawmill, maybe some extra steel, but again, we're fairly well capped on that. Whereas coal, I think coal is going to be good. That also does hit that medical post, as well as help our efficiency for cooking meals. So I think this is where we end up putting it. Yeah, we go ahead and we throw that there. So that's working out well. And then what else have we got? Well, we've got enough resources, so we're going to go ahead and try and get on top of this homeless problem. Yeah, we'll happily build up another one. We'll need a couple. I think we're just trying to do some math here as to figure out how many houses. We did calculate correctly for that space beside that fighting arena for one more home. So that is a pretty good start. That should be 4 homes. There's 48 homeless. So we only probably need one more, although I think, if memory serves me, I thought we may have counted out 5 houses. So either way, that's where we are right there. Looks like a couple of hours until a few more workers and engineers make their way into our city, which will be good. We do need to... What are we trying to do? Gathering posts? Oh, that's right. So we have a whole bunch of coal over here in this section that we need to clear out so we can get to the things that we want, like that extra coal mine. We also have a steam core and a little bit of steel wreckage around there, which is being picked up by a gathering post there. But we do the math and we realize it's only about 4 hours until the steel is gone, and less than 10 before that final steam core is taken as well. So we don't really have too much to worry about there, but that does mean we'll have an extra couple of workers lying around as soon as that is finished. So I think what we're going to do is we end up building another gathering post, and we're going to try and make our way through this coal pile just that little bit more efficiently. So I don't think I noticed that... no, we have people who are working in the gathering post. I thought for a second then that we forgot to put workers on the actual coal pile itself, but again, that's not an issue. Again, that is far colder than the gathering post. So I think we're just trying to figure out a decent spot to put this so we can access both piles and make as short work of things as possible without getting in the way of other avenues of expansion for our city. So I think we decided maybe going up near the timber mill. but again, we weren't 100% sure whether we'd hit that second pile. So in the end, I'm pretty sure we end up putting it about, yeah, near the center. That looks like it fairly well covers that second amount. Maybe even to the side there, putting it next to it and try and minimize the amount of wood we're spending on a road. But I think for now, we end up going for that inner circle. Again, it's only a piece of timber here or there. And yeah, the closer we are to the circle, the less timber you need to cover more degrees of said circle. So that's a nice and easy thing. Not that it's, yeah, too much. All right, so it looks like we've got a couple of options for us to check out. We have that landing site, which we did hear about from those survivors. So we do have to be aware of that at some point. And where do we go? That's right. I think that's right. We're going to see what we can do about maybe fixing up some more housing. So since we have the resources, even though it's only 30 timber and a fair bit of steel, we're going to go ahead and try and get that sorted. Yep, that is our 5th and final house that we need for all of our active homeless people. Again, it's at least another day, I believe, before we get more refugees, so we should be fine. Again, just checking in on that workshop. Looks like it's going to be 4 hours before we get that up and running, the steam wall drill up and running. So we're going to go ahead and use an emergency shift here. Our discontent has come down rather decently. It's at that halfway point, so at the moment I think we need to make the most of our research time, because again, if we don't do that, I don't think we would manage to get that steam wall drill sorted by the end of work shift. So yeah, we have the Book of Laws, opening up the field kitchens from the shrines. That could be rather nice. Increase the warmth near nearby workplaces by 1 level isn't bad. There's also houses of healing, but again, what is that? Yeah, the House of Healing doesn't require engineers, treats the gravely ill and all patients a small hope bonus. It is something we could manage, but we don't think it's necessarily where we want to go. What we're going to do is... what are we going to sign? I'm not 100%... oh, right. We hadn't actually got to the Book of Laws. We're just checking out what we would work towards next. Right, alright. Either way, supply depot. Searching the shack, we found plenty of valuable supplies. Okay, 200 timber and 54 raw food is rather nice, so we do want to send that back to the city. That timber has been something that's been a bit of an issue. Now, we do need to save our people at the Black Spire, so that is somewhere where we can send people. So I think we're looking at sending them there, either that or the Snowy Dune. And then, of course, there is the landing site, which is 2 days and 1 hour away. Now, I'm not sure how much time we have left before we need to save all of our people, but they're not currently on our list of people we need to rescue. We do have scouts bringing in some other survivors, so that is going to be good. We expect they'll get back fairly soon, so we're going to go ahead and send the scouts across to the other location and see if we can find those extra resources from that we were told about from a previous group of refugees. So yeah, we are getting rather close to capped on resources, so we're going to go ahead and try and build ourselves another resource depot. We haven't made many of these. Honestly, we haven't got that many resources in the past for us to need it, nor to be able to facilitate. But we're going to try and get a bit of a head start on our raw food. So we're going to try and yeah, give ourselves a little bit of headway there. In fact, we did... yeah, we have a look here, and I think we end up changing over to the standard meals. So we get 2 food rations for every 2 raw food. And so if we do the numbers there, we figure out that between the 2 hunting hangars at 30 apiece, as well as the incoming outpost of 100 raw food per day, that ends up being about 160, and if we double that, that is more than our population. So we can afford to go back to standard meals and deal with a little bit of that discontent, make people rather happy. And besides, it's with the amount of surplus that we currently have, that's not too bad. Alright, well, you know what? That is that gathering post finished. We've finally got that extra steam core and cleared out that steel, so there's no point in having that there. So we're going to go ahead and dismantle that. That'll give us a little bit of resources back. Nothing too crazy, but every little bit does count, especially when we need to build more homes for more refugees. Alright, so it actually looks like our, yeah, the homeless number's gone up a bit, which is maybe people from a infirmary or a care house. Not 100% sure, but we'll have to figure that out. Again, just double checking our numbers. We have another 15 coming in another 2 days, another day and 2 hours. So I think what we're doing here is just doing a little bit of a calculation to see how many children we have. Now, it does end up being that we have 5 child shelters, which is fantastic because at this moment in time, we have 75 children. So that means every single one of them is accounted for, and we do not have them in homes, which would be needed for our engineers and workers. So yes, most optimal outcome right there. So at this point, I think we need to go ahead and start making sure that people have access to their homes. We're going to run a footpath through here, kind of cut through, so if people are walking up to those steel mines, that they do so nice and quickly. Yeah, I think we ended up deciding to go through here, and we can just tag in that final house because, again, it's not that far out of the way, but it does cut down on the pathing distance for everybody else. And then, yeah, just doing a little bit of a zig and a zag, making our way to the fighting pit, and then back through to the, yeah, the outermost ring of our city. Again, can't go much further. There's blockages anyway, so it is what it is. Although I think we're talking about, we need to be careful if we put a steam hub in this area for that housing, because again, that snow pit doesn't exactly work if it is toasty. So yeah, that will be a potential future problem that we do need to pay attention to. Now, I think, yeah, what are we doing here? I think we're thinking about maybe doing some other outpost or some extra research. Yeah, potentially thinking about the idea of doing an extra workshop. That could be nice to have. So we're going to go ahead and try and figure out where we can throw that. We want it to be within the within distance of the shrine and the steam hub. Again, no point in people getting sick and wasting out on efficiency. So I think in the end, we throw this, is it further back? Yeah, just in case we need to build something that's closer to the generator and have that warmth. So we put that there, which should be fine. Because again, as we have more workers coming on in, we can probably save some of our engineers from other jobs and getting a little bit ahead on our technology. Alright, either way, there goes the steam wool drill. So let's go ahead and get that upgrade running. It only costs us 5 wood, 40 steel, and 1 steam core. So yeah, those discounts from that, from the original being there, is greatly appreciated as we upgrade. And then I think at this point we've got to figure out what we want to do next. So it's going to be more than a full day before we go to the next level of coldness again. We do see we're trying to toss up as to what our next big problem is. So at the moment we have enough coal. That's not really an issue, and we have a fair bit in reserve. We also have, yeah, in our food, health, and shelter, we potentially have houses now. That would be rather nice. Although, at the same time, too, if we could go down to the difference engine, we would be able to gain access to the better redesigns. So I think what we're doing here is, yeah, trying to figure out exactly where we need to go. There is potential of building a factory as well, or going for a generator upgrade. Definitely do want that generator upgrade before things get cooler. But I think what we do is, because that's not a necessity for this very moment, I think we end up checking out... Yeah, we're only at steam level 1, which is rather low. I think we're just doing the math as to what's more efficient, whether it's a steam hub or a generator output. And at this stage, again, we're a full day out, so we're going to go ahead and pick up the steam hub range upgrade. This way, while we're building our new residential zone, we can more accurately predict where the warmth is going to be, and just know exactly what we're dealing with whilst sorting everything out. I think we also have the resource depot upgrade, which we could also go for, which would be relatively cheap. But for now, Yeah, I think we're just arguing the pros and cons of some other bits and pieces. Yeah, probably took us a little bit of time to figure out exactly what we wanted to do. But in the end, yes, we ended up... Oh, did we go for the resource depot upgrade? No. Oh, I guess this is exciting for me as it is for you. Yeah, the potential about going for houses. Again, we do want that upgrade before things get cold. Oh, that's right. And we do like the healthcare insulation so people don't get sick as quickly. The cookhouse is within range. But I think what we ended up deciding... Yeah, we thought about maybe going up another level. That would cost us 125 timber, which we do not have access because we do want that house redesign. Again, we'll probably end up trying to get that house redesigned before we start buying the final houses, just because our production doesn't quite outpace what we need at the moment. So, in the end, yeah, I think we ended up... That's right, there we go. We did in fact go for that range upgrade. We can throw one of them down, that'll keep everything nice and warm, which is the equivalent of having better houses and whatever else. So I think in the long run that was the right choice. And it does look like we had our scouts arrive back to the city. So at this point, we have the snow dunes as well as the landing point. That is a bit of a hike. Yeah, 1 day and 12 hours, or 2 days and 10 hours. Now we do have 2 days and 20 before our Save Our People have expired. But I think we're doing a little bit of math here. We could go ahead and try and pick up... Yeah, I think we could try and do that and get there in time, or go for the snow dune, which is 1 day and 12 hours. But in the end, yeah, we clicked on that, but in about 10-15 seconds we change our minds, because if we do the math, yeah, it basically ends up being the better thing to do is to go for the landing site. I think we did a little bit of back of the envelope what we assumed the distances would be, and that would probably add on another 8 hours or so before getting to the landing site if they made that detour to the snow dune. But in the end, we decided that's probably not as good. We have our second scout there anyway, so we can go by the Black Spire and then to the snow dune and get back in time, or at least to a point where it's not going to be too bad for us. Oh, and we have another event. Save Our People. Lost refugees found. Sir, the refugees who took a wrong turn at the White Pass have reached our city. They look around eagerly, longing for a hot meal and a warm bed. Fair enough, I see. Hope rises. That is nice. I don't blame them for wanting a bed and food, and I think we should have enough. Although, that is a fair few homeless people, but we do have houses being built, so... Yeah, we're going to make sure that we put them straight to work, I think. I think we're checking out where we could send them. Yeah, can't do another outpost at this stage. What are we counting up? Yeah, 7 hours on the next thing. Yeah, that'll have to get done overnight. That's fine. I think we're talking about... Yeah, I think we're tossing up what our future technology is going to be after this. Because again, we want to go up a level, but this is relatively cheap, some of these earlier ones. So that resource depot could be good. That'll give us access to the larger resource depots, so storage won't be as big of an issue. We also do have healthcare insulation, which could be nice, as well as that cookhouse insulation, because again, we do need to make sure that we have food, but we do have a good supply, so it's not as important. And then I think we're talking about going for an upgrade for our hunters hangars as well, potentially, which would be something we would gain access to. At the moment, we're doing all right for coal, so that's not a big priority, and I guess we don't lock ourselves into one way or another at this point. Alright, an unknown ship, a drunken outburst. Captain, one of our workers has got drunk and he's scaring people, shouting some nonsense about the lords. The lords are coming in that ship. You'll see they're coming with that Lord Craven to take what's ours. Well, okay. We don't have faith keepers or anything, so we'll just let him be. We lose a little bit of hope, but again, we've been doing pretty good on that aspect for now. We do have our House of Prayer, which has sermons, which is rather nice. So that certainly helps our situation. It could be a lot worse. Alright, so... Yeah, we have a gathering post here. Let's make sure that we do go ahead and man that. We did not do that when we first built it. Bit of an oopsie daisies, but again, every little bit does count, so let's make sure we get that done. Just checking in on that wall drill upgrade. Luckily, that only got researched after the end of the standard workday, so we're not really too bothered about that. We're also going to make sure that our cookhouse is manned as well, just in case we do start needing to produce some more food rations. And I think that's right, because we're doing so well on our steel position, we're going to go ahead and discontinue that mandatory overtime. No point in having a little bit of extra discontent or workers unable to do much work because we're already so well stocked. So for now, that'll have to do. What do we want at this point? Oh, we have another event from our faith. House of Prayer, the rebirth of faith. Sir, people have started to visit the House of Prayer. There aren't many of them yet, but it might be the start of something special. It seems they really needed a proper place of worship. Well, I am glad to hear that. That is very, very good. I think we're just checking in on our timber production at the moment. Yeah, making sure we have that set to slightly more overtime. Again, we do want to build up that as quickly as possible. That extra workshop will do nicely when it is built. Hopefully we can burn our way through a little bit more technology and make some sizable leaps and bounds in the right direction. And yeah, I think that's about it for today's episode. Yeah, that is a very good place to end it. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.